Now, straight to our first guest for today. She is a gospel musician. She's a songwriter as well, and she's here to speak to us. She's Bernice Panford. You're welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
All right. How are you doing?
I'm good. Yourself?
I'm doing good. All right. So
Okay.
Right. So, I mean, getting into the gospel industry, you could have done hip life, you could have done hip hop, R&B, any other genre.
Yeah.
What made you get into the gospel industry?
Okay, so I'm a church girl. My late father was a pastor.
Okay.
So I would say I had no choice, but I enjoyed
So
doing
which means
it.
that if you had a choice, you would have gone into radio or something
I was
else.
going there. That I enjoyed doing it as a child, seeing my parents in ministry and being part of the fellowship. I enjoyed doing it, and I don't think my spirit will even feel comfortable doing any other genre apart from gospel. So I would say that.
Okay, interesting. And I know you are based in Belgium.
Yes.
Can you tell us a bit about the Belgium gospel industry?
Okay, so it's actually a very tough one. You need to be strong emotionally, spiritually, physically to be able to hold on to a ministry in Belgium. Not just in Belgium alone, in Europe, because the system itself doesn't give you the opportunity to sustain a ministry because you need to work. I'm sure you know that a lot of gospel musicians here in Ghana travel abroad and their ministry is some way, somehow in shambles. And it's because the system does not give you the privilege to thrive in that area. But I thank God for grace and a husband that understands this thing, that he's giving me the opportunity to bring out whatever is in me. So I would say grace is giving us the opportunity to excel. I won't say it boastfully, but when you come to Belgium, we are blessed to be one of the names that God is using to transform lives in Belgium.
Powerful. You spoke about your husband as well supporting you. Is that to say that he manages your affairs and all that? We know a lot of the gospel musicians have their husbands at their back managing their affairs and all that.
Exactly.
Is that the same for you?
Exactly.
Oh, wow. So he financed everything that you do?
Exactly. Wow. Yeah.
Right. But then, I mean, a bit into your journey so far. You've been doing music for many years now, or for some few years now in Belgium. How has the journey been so far for you?
So music actually started for me here in Ghana. Because I'm a church girl, I used to play bands, and I had the privilege to also serve under the ministry of Tego Sisters, specifically Mama Penyin and her husband, Reverend Yosen. And so I had a little bit of experience before I traveled. And becoming solo and doing this officially is like 5 years. It has been up and down because within this 5 years, I have grown a family. There's been some slow moments. And this is the time I would say the kids are becoming a bit independent. So I get the freedom to do what I want to do.
So your musical influences, before you even write a song, what do you look at? Is there anything around that you look at, or like others say, the spirit speaks to them and then they write the music?
I'm inspired by issues of life. I'm inspired by the scriptures. There are very rare times that I will have a song in a dream. Most of the time, if I have a song in a dream, I forget them. But like we're having a conversation, you might say something, just a word, and it will just enter into my spirit. And after the conversation, I'll find myself thinking about that word. And before I know, it develops into a song. So yeah, that's basically how I get my songs.
Interesting. So that's to say that, is there a particular time? I mean, there are times people say that songs come to them during the afternoon, midnight. There are particular times, and they have, they have their own explanation to that. They believe that, well, this could be the reason why this is coming to me at this particular time. And this song has been out there giving people testimonies, miracles,
Exactly,
and all that.
yeah.
And they somehow relate it to the times that the song come to them.
Exactly.
Have you have your own experience with
Exactly. I have a song entitled I Overcome and another one, Overcomers. When you listen to both songs, they are songs that came to me, not like specifically a certain time in the day, but it was a certain season in my life, I would say. A certain season where I was faced with a lot of challenges in my personal life, in my career, and even a threat on my life. When God delivered me from that, I was in the shower one day, and then I overcame I was just singing the whole song in my shower. So, and it has been a blessing to people. I overcome in particular. So I understand where you're coming from. When a song is coming from an experience and an encounter, people relate to it because you're not the only one going through that thing. Somebody is also going through it. So when God gives you a song that is relatable to the people, it has a greater impact. Yeah.
So right now you are in Ghana, and I believe that you also want to more or less enter the gospel, a Ghanaian gospel music industry to have a fair share of your own. How are you even seeing the gospel music industry right now?
Ghana gospel is big. Ghanaians don't see it. But when you are outside of the system, you see it. The Ghana gospel musicians are doing their best. They are putting out quality. I mean, last Saturday at Experience with Diana Hamilton, you see quality, organization, protocol, everything was on point. Not forgetting the spiritual side of it, although they are taking a lot of inspiration from the contemporaries, but the spirit side of it is also on point. And Ghana music, I tell you, maybe let's say in the next 5 years, a Ghana gospel musician can win a Grammy Award.
Amen.
I believe that. I believe that because they are putting out excellence. Oh, look at Celestine. Look at Mama Ohima, Mercy. Look at my own Auntie Diane. They are putting out excellence. And I believe that focus and commitment will take us there.
So,
Yeah.
right.
You don't believe that?
Well, I believe
Believe it.
I
I believe it.
I believe.
But then, I mean, the Belgium gospel music industry, Ghana music industry, gospel specifically. Looking at the two, you were just talking about, as in a few years, we could probably be winning Grammys. Looking at Belgium gospel music industry, the way they go about their things and here, which two will you say is doing really well?
To be honest with you, I haven't seen much in Belgium. I haven't. I won't lie. I haven't seen much in Belgium. I can count the number of musicians we have in Belgium who are doing this professionally. I can.
Or you can count the number
I
of people
can.
doing gospel music professionally in Belgium?
Yes, I can. I can maybe just a few people. I don't know much.
Not up to 10?
No.
I don't even know much of Belgium
No,
artists.
honestly. Honestly, there are just a few. There are just a few of gospel. If you're talking about any other genre, maybe. But gospel music in Belgium,
Like out of the whole population.
out of the whole population, like I don't really know. Maybe in the black community, I've limited myself to the black community. So maybe that's why I'm talking from that standpoint. But honestly, there's not much going on that's why some of us are able to thrive.
Wow. That's
Well, let me take you into a bit of your life. And I know you are into nursing, entrepreneurship, and also a gospel musician. How are you able to balance all these things together?
By the grace of God, I have a very good support system. My husband is very supportive. I have my sister who is also supporting me to do this. So when you talk about entrepreneurship, I have a food brand. I make food brand for kids and for adults and all that. And my sister helps me to do that production. And my nursing work is my official work. And thanks be to God, I don't do shifts. So I'm able to juggle all that together by the help of my husband and my sister.
Okay, so what are we supposed to look out for from you in Ghana? Are you trying to collaborate with some gospel musicians here in Ghana? Because I'm sure you are relatively new when it comes to Ghana gospel, and people are now getting to know you.
Yeah.
So are you planning of maybe doing collaborations with you could mention to us who you would like to collaborate with, and have you even started make any steps towards that at all?
Okay. So I actually came to Ghana because of experience with Diana Hamilton. She invited me. We have been connected for some time, and we have been working together for some time. By the grace of God, this album that I am promoting, she happens to have been featured on one of the tracks. So it's Taste and See, Besoshe. And I'm looking forward to collaborating with many more. Akese Brempong, Mama or Hima Messi. I'm looking forward to collaborating with them. And I know it's not going to be an easy journey, but I thank God that Auntie Diana held my hand just like that and decided to put me there. So it will make it easier because I get to ride on her reputation a bit. So yeah, that's what we have planned. So Ghana, watch out for us. We have great songs to bring to you. And we're believing God that you will also see us and support us when needed.
Okay.
I mean, listening to you speak about collaboration with all these artists, it gives me the impression that there's unity. And we've had this discussion here where people are saying that there's no much of a unity in the gospel fraternity. But listening to you right now, I'm believing that there is indeed unity. Or maybe there's something about you that stands out, and hence the reason why you're closer to them. Is there something special that you do?
Okay, every singer relates to a singer that has something similar with them. We might all be in the same genre, if you want to call it like that, but the fact maybe because people are not collaborating is because they are not in the same realm, I would say. There is unity, and of course there is somebody must see something special about you to put you on their song. And I say I'm blessed because I can count the number of people Auntie Diana has collaborated or featured. She doesn't do that much. And so if she does that with you, it means she's seen something unique about you to have done that with you. Yeah. So I believe, of course, there is something unique that I have that is making me connect to these people. However, if I don't mention somebody or if I wouldn't want to collaborate with somebody, it's probably because they don't do the kind of songs I would do. But it doesn't mean there's no unity. You get what I want to say. Yeah.
When it comes to promoting your songs, how has it been for you?
Okay, so this is the very first time that I'm taking the opportunity that I'm here to give my songs out and help it get to the Ghanaian community. Before then, it has always been on social media all by myself. But this time around, once again, I know people will get tired of me mentioning Dinah, but yeah, it's okay. It's fine. Because I'm here because she gave me that opportunity. Yeah. I'm seated here because she connected me to one person, and that person has done all these things for me. You understand? So forgive me if I keep mentioning her name.
We love her. I'm so glad that you're mentioning her. Yeah.
Okay, so promoting it, so far so good. I mean, if you have a good content, people listen to it, they would love it, they will help you push it. So far, the number of people I've been working with, they love it and they are helping me push it.
Not had any issues with payola and all that stuff?
I would call it appreciation.
Thank you. God bless you.
Nana,
God bless you.
You're in for the agenda.
I'm not in for any agenda. I'm not in for any agenda. But it's like she understands the business.
Yeah.
She knows how
it's Yeah.
Wow,
but
I'm glad.
I will let us talk about your album, which is very, very interesting. But then, personally, I like to ask gospel artists this question. Why do you think people listen to your song?
I believe that there's a spirit behind every song. And when somebody takes the time to listen to a song, it means that it has affected a particular part of their life. I have a song, Asida. It's coming from my first album. Bishop Owusu-Ansah started playing it on Adom FM. And he kept playing it. Why? Because the first verse of that song ministers to him directly. He almost died in an accident. And because the Lord sustained him, he kept on playing that song. So I think when people can relate to the lyrics of the song, backed by the Spirit of God, they get, quote unquote, addicted to the song. Yeah.
I love the answer for that. And let's talk about Overcomers.
Yes.
That's your 2022 album.
Yes.
I hardly listen to gospel, but then I listened to, I think, the Overcomers song and I think the second one. Just tell us the concept behind the whole project.
Okay, so the album Overcomers.
Yeah.
It all came from 2020 COVID, when everything shut down. People lost their lives.
Yeah.
They lost loved ones. I tell you, even up until now, people have not resumed work in Belgium. There are still people who have lost their jobs, lost their businesses. Looking down all the way to 2022, we survived it. And that is where that inspiration I overcome came from. So, everybody in every home, if you pick every family, there is a testimony about how the past 2 years has been and where we are now. And a lot of people can relate to the word overcoming. People have overcome fear. People have become entrepreneurs because they lost their jobs and they stood up for what they can do for themselves, and they became entrepreneurs. They were afraid to delve into something, but because of the recession, they were able to create some. Have you realized how creative people have been
Yeah.
over the last 2 years?
I tell you.
Especially on social media.
Yeah.
Creativity is crazy. But before then,
We were not tapping into that space.
I
so
think
we're
God
not-
just shifted
Yeah.
everything with COVID.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a 14
Track
album. I mean, tell us about the writing process. Because like I said, I listened to the Overcomer. That's the beginning. It's very great. And the song number 2. You see, when you listen to a song repeatedly on Apple, there's a star.
Okay.
There's a star that comes on that particular song. So on the album, you can see so many people have actually listened to that song.
Which song is that?
The Moja
Nakasa.
No Akasa. The words, the lyrics, like you said, it communicates. Did you write the whole album? And even take us through the writing process of each, because 14 track is not easy.
No.
So take us through the writing process.
Okay, so these 14 tracks have been written over a space of 3 years. And if you take time, when you get the time to listen to my first album, you would see a massive change and growth in my way of writing and delivery and arrangement and everything. Because now I'm blessed to have a team that listens to my lyrics, that listens to my songs before they come out. Now, Moja Nakasa, like you're saying, it's like vindication. Sometimes we come to a place where our words are not enough to tell our story.
Yeah.
Our words are not enough to vindicate us. In fact, we are sometimes even guilty of what we are being accused of. But when the blood speaks for you, it gives you what you do not qualify for. And so when you listen to that one, when you listen to Higher Heights is saying, no eyes have seen, no ears have heard, neither has it entered into the heart of man what God is. Even me, it's beyond my imagination. Everybody has a dream. And if your dream is not bigger than you, then that's no dream.
Yeah.
And everyone's dream is bigger than them. And sometimes we think it cannot be materialized. But when we believe that God is able to do all, at the end of the day, one scripture that sticks with me all the time, all things work together for our good. At the end of the day, God will show, in every area of our life, it will end well if our motives are right, if our focus is on. So it's been a space of 3 years. Every time something comes up, we derive inspiration from it, and then we write a song out of it.
I'll just entreat anyone who hasn't listened to the album, just go and listen to it. I mean, there's one called Taste and See.
I like that one too.
Taste and See, I was blessed to have Auntie Diana on. She did the second verse of it. We did the whole arrangement and everything together. And yeah, Taste and See is also one of my favorites.
Listening to you talk about your album and the writing process and all that, it gives me the sense that you've always been having high moments, but I'm sure that's not the case.
No, I have not been having that. No.
Share with us an experience of, let's say, a low moment and how you overcame that particular moment.
Very low moment. I was sharing that earlier on this morning. You know, I was living a good life. My husband came to marry me, took me to a foreign land. I have to learn a new language, and we want to live comfortably. So my husband decided, let's buy a house. That's the best thing to do. Both of us are working, so we bought a house. It was not a new house, so we thought, okay, we could live in it and do renovations here and there. I was then pregnant with my first daughter. And then one day we're all at work, and he got a call from the workers. The house has collapsed.
Wow.
I mean, everything in the house just came down. It was left with just the four walls. I came there with my pregnancy. I lifted up my eyes and I could see the roof. And I started to cry. And for months, we were homeless. And homeless not because we didn't have what it take, what we needed to get a place, but homeless because it was not available. It was not available. And unfortunately, we did not fall into the category of people who needed emergency living. So what did we do? Scratching our head, believing God. Somebody took us in. 7 people in 1 bedroom. It was not an easy one for us. We're still doing ministry, going to church. Nobody knew about it because we felt doing the work of God is not for men, it's for God. We thought, okay, we'll be fine living there 2 months and we are out. We ended up living there for a longer time. But through it all, I mean, God came through for us. And we were able, of course, I didn't get to bring my baby home. I had to take my baby there again. But at the end of the day, we were able to be home. And today, by the grace of God, we are also able to give people place to lay their heads. So why won't I sing about overcome?
Yeah. And at least you weren't at home when all these things happened.
Exactly.
So you were saved.
Exactly. You know, the worst could have happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
I'll go for a
we'll be
quick
going-
commercial
right.
break. I mean, it's been insightful and inspiring.
Yeah. You're welcome back from that break, and we still have Bernice Panford here. And before we let you go, we'd like to find out from you what plans you have for 2023, what we should expect from you, basically.
Okay, thank you.
Right.
Thank you very much. I'm believing God to be coming to Ghana more often this year, 2023. I'm believing God for more collaborations, and I'm believing God that this door that has been opened onto me, that it will be sustained. Yeah, so basically, believing God for big things.
For
Yeah.
big things. Okay,
Yeah.
so your social media handles you could like to share with us.
Yes,
and then,
please go and follow. Follow Nihia.
Very important.
It's very important.
Yes.
Stream. Share the link.
Yeah.
No, share the link.
Right. Thank you very much for coming.
Okay, so
We
my
had a
name is
great
Bernice
time.
Panford on
Yeah.
Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Twitter.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having
We're
me.
going.